So today we are going to go to Trader Joe's for a grocery trip. This is the route I took. You can see all the major neighborhood and major college housing, so it's very close to residential area. And I would say the starting point of this trip is in the middle of all the major neighborhoods in Kalamazoo, and half of the residents in Kalamazoo are going to be taking a bit longer, up to 10 minutes longer. And then another half will be taking, you know, 10 minutes less. So it's a central point. So this road right here is Bronson Boulevard. A lot of fast traffic here because it's very wide and people are busy going about their day. So they kind of drive pretty fast. It's also a lot of blind corners, just due to the nature of weaving around the hills. Here we're coming to a slight uphill, going up Edgemore. Today is trash pickup day, so you can see all the trash cans are out. This part of Westnedge Hill is the wealthier area. Westnedge Hill is kind of divided by Westnedge Boulevard. West of Westnedge Boulevard tend to be the wealthier residents, and then east tend to be the less wealthy, smaller houses, more density. So you can see here, the more west we travel, the less density it become when it comes to residential housing. A lot of emptiness between houses, no sidewalk, and a very wide road that people speed through to cut across. I say my average speed is about 17, 18 miles an hour, riding through this part of the neighborhood. On the downhill, I probably hit around 25 miles an hour. Depends on the weather condition. I'm also taking my 5-year-old who weighs 50 pounds right now to Trader Joe's today. So we're now entering a winding road. On the left side is a small lake, and on the right side is a forest. Very, very nice green space for the neighborhoods. And this road is also part of the Winchell, Oakwood, I believe, neighborhood walking trail to get to Asylum Lake, which is another nature preserve. So a lot of green space, which is great. This white line here is not exactly a bike lane. It is more like a buffer zone, traffic calming measure. As you can imagine, there's a lot of trees, so you can see all the leaves are starting to collect there. So it's kind of a debris zone as well for all the fallen branches and whatnot. We are now coming upon Oakland. Oakland has gotten busier over the years. There's a lot of development in the Texas Corner area, which is the city of Portage. And a lot of people use Oakland to get to downtown. Usually during rush hour, there will be nonstop traffic on Oakland, so it's very difficult to cross. And people rarely yield to pedestrians or cyclists because by the time they see them, it's too late to yield, so most people just don't. Here we have some workers fixing the roundabout. Those roundabout were installed beginning of this year. The bike lane is also new this year. Great win for the neighborhood. Now kids can have a safer way going to school. As you can see, there is no sidewalk on this road. Again, this is a part of the walking trail to Asylum Lake from the neighborhood. Coming upon another roundabout, traffic calming roundabout. They're currently all in test phase, so there's no landscaping done. It's just a asphalt block. In the city of Kalamazoo, you're supposed to leave your leaves on the grass and not block bike lane, but obviously nobody really cares or enforce this code, so we have leaves everywhere on the bike lane. Good thing is this is a very low traffic road. Oh, there's another fellow cyclist. This is a low traffic road, so I'm not too concerned about it. But on Oakland Drive, the bike lane is already narrow, and then you have resident blowing leaves, so that become a hazard. It gets driver frustrated because the bikers are now in the car lane, and then it's unsafe for bikers as well. So now we're coming up on Winchell Boulevard. The Winchell Elementary School is just to the right side of the intersection, and the church on the left side is kind of a community gathering center. So you can say we're in the heart of Winchell. There were traffic slowdown, calming measure in the shape of a football. You saw earlier in the magenta paint on the ground. I don't know why they removed it, but that was very controversial in the neighborhood. A lot of neighbors think it doesn't look very pleasant. Perhaps they're going to put something new there. Winchell, the entirety of Winchell Boulevard has a bike lane all the way to Asylum Lake. So if you follow this road all the way down, you'll hit Asylum Lake Nature Preserve. And here we are. No signage telling the cyclist or the car what's going on here. That can be improved. We're now on Rumbling Road. This is a major busy intersection road that connects the neighborhood to another major S road, Stadium Drive. Stadium Drive runs west east, goes all the way to downtown actually. If you go east. So now we're coming upon Stadium Motor, I believe. And then on the left side is True Value Hardware Store. I know not a neighborhood residents use this hardware store. It's within biking distance. It's probably just within a mile biking distance. Gas station that's used a lot as well for lawn equipment. And this part of Stadium Drive has a lot of car dealership and service stations. You can see that was a used car dealership. No sidewalk on this side. I prefer to take the car lane just because when I made that turn, the left turn there, because if you're on the right, a lot of drivers making right turns, they only look at traffic that are oncoming and they don't pay attention to what's on their right side, and that's fairly dangerous. So this is a wide shoulder, and then we hit a trail, a multi-use trail, as indicated on the map, but it's really just an asphalt sidewalk. Very badly maintained. Um, we have Secretary of State and a strip mall to the right. So the neighborhood could definitely access this part of the strip mall if it was better designed for pedestrian or bike infrastructure. We have a cannabis shop on the right, and then the famous Sweetwater Donut is on the left. So this road is very busy. Where right now it's about I would say 9:30 a.m. So it's not very busy on a Thursday. But after work or like in the afternoon, it's full of cars. Oh, look at this sidewalk. Just kind of abruptly do a 90-degree turn. Well, probably should have think that through. And this asphalt trail is needs some serious maintenance. I see some marks on the ground. I don't know if they're gonna start digging it up. Um, I believe they are gonna dig it up for flood control, but we'll see. Yeah, a ton of car dealerships on this road, um, which make it a little dangerous because cars will just pull out and in. Oh, some more biker. I wonder if they feel they just finished buying something there. A lot of franchise fast food restaurant on this road. This is kind of why you ride with traffic, so drivers pulling out of those strip malls can actually look your direction. Hopefully they see you. So I stopped using the trail because I feel a little safer going into the strip mall parking lot actually. And I know for sure this parking lot is connected to where I want to go. So lots of business here. We've only been biking for 13 minutes, so you could totally just ride your bike to the bowling alley here and go to AutoZone or Harbor Freight Tool. Like 13 minutes is like driving probably take 10 minutes. So this is where I enter the big strip mall of Costco and Trader Joe. Uh, Much easier to navigate using this this road than on Drake because Drake is just way too busy and there's always traffic backing up entering into this strip mall. Costco hasn't opened yet, so it's pretty low traffic, but this part of the road always gets me a little uncomfortable because people are pulling in, a little confused at where they want to go. There's people exiting after shopping at Costco. And here we go. We arrived at Trader Joe in Portage now. We're in the city of Portage, which is next to Kalamazoo. So you can see there's still a lot of empty land to be developed. I really appreciate Trader Joe having walking paths in their parking lot. And this is their bike rack. Really nice. The only bike rack, I think, among all these businesses. Costco has a bike rack as well, but it's right by their um, employee smoking section. So really not very pleasant to use. Oh, there's my kid hopping out, and I'm done shopping now. So here's all the stuff I bought. Total $121. So I did not just ride a bike to grab milk. And we're on the way home. Interesting here, a pedestrian curb, but has a parking spot right on it. So you can see earlier it took about 15 minutes to get here from Westnedge Hill, the middle of Westnedge Hill neighborhood. Total of 3.7 miles. Really isn't that far, but it's very intimidating riding on Stadium Drive, obviously. Yeah, I think that's probably a contributing factor, especially this part as well, where there's no safe pedestrian crossing, just so many cars in this intersection. It's probably turning off a lot of people from coming to this strip mall. And here again, I'm taking a car lane because you can see this truck completely did not look to the right when making this turn. I don't know what he's in a hurry for, but if you imagine you're on the sidewalk, you're trying to go, and then the cars are turning when the green light happens, and they don't look at you, you're just gonna get clipped right there. So sidewalk really is not safe for cyclists unless we put a big yell sign right there. Hopefully it'll be a little better, but for now the safest way is just riding on the car lane because cars tend to look at other cars. Again, I'm going pretty much the same way, going back through the big strip mall. A lot of just so much space wasted by parking. And as you can see, most businesses don't have a bike rack anywhere. This whole entire left side, no bike rack at Harbor Freight, no bike rack at all these smaller businesses. Only bike rack I see is the fence of Rev and Roll. And I believe this is a bike rack right here, this little planter looking thing. Um, and that's probably another reason why people don't bike. They don't know where to lock it up. And I usually cross the street right here. I could go a little further down, but this light is not very busy most of the time. So, you can see someone waiting for the bus. I decided to press the pedestrian crossing button because there's no camera on this light pole. So it's probably a magnetic triggered light, and a bicycle is probably not enough metal to trigger it. So And a lot of those lights where you see a camera mounted on a pretty long pole, those are actually traffic camera that can detect people waiting for the light. So for those, you don't have to press the button. Um, but for the intersection without it, if you're the only vehicle there, then yeah, you need to press the button. We have some people on mobility scooters. Again, we're going back through Stadium. This sidewalk slash trail is marked as a multi-use trail, but it's just not pleasant to use because all these people pulling in and out. It would be great if we can reduce the number of driveways here and have a small narrow side road for people to kind of just drive on those. Kind of like a auxiliary road for people that need to drive a little bit to get to their business. So this is a car wash um, that's being developed. I don't know what's going on here. It's been in construction for a while. So yeah, this road is epitome of oh, there's a boulder right there. Epitome of car industrial complex. You can think of it that way. People sell car, people service car, people rent cars. Look at this guy just dash out there without looking. Yep. Saw me at the last minute. Great. Yeah, if you imagine someone try to cross the road here, it's very intimidating. The road is super wide and traffic is going very fast. Um, so if I want to grab lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings after doing business at Secretary of State across the street, it's probably not that pleasant of experience walking over, even though they're just a few hundred feet apart. And notice there's like almost no shade on this trail. So during the summer when it gets pretty hot, it's not very pleasant to bike on. Yep. And then here I like to just cut through the strip mall again. To actually block off this driveway because I guess they don't want cars to go in, but effectively block off everyone else as well. So from this point on, it's much more pleasant. There are choice of road you can take to get back to where we started, and the Winchell neighborhood. Kudos to the neighbors here for putting in bike lane and traffic calming measures. I think that as you can see, half the trip, more than half the trip, is taking on residential roads. So residential roads are important for bikers and pedestrians trying to get somewhere. When given a choice, we will take residential road over a multi-use pass on a busy road. During the summer, you can see all the shade from the trees, and it's much cooler to bike on residential road than a major S road. Here's another one of those football traffic calming island. Going back, it's a little slower just because it's a little more hilly going back. Also, you have the weight of the grocery weighing you down, but with a electric bike like this one, it's really not bad. In fact, during the fall and winter, I have to tune down the electric assist because my body is not warm enough. So I like to just ride for 3-4 miles on low assist to warm up my body, and then once the body temperature builds up, then I can go on high assist mode and go a little faster. We're approaching Winchell Elementary School again, making the neighborhood safer for kids to bike to school. Love the bike lane. We have some construction vehicles. I think I know what they're doing. They're trying to fill in the center of those roundabout because they were collecting water. Um, and I imagine probably mosquito would breed in there. So they're filling those in. There's some construction going on in this house. Yeah, you can see pedestrians are using bike lane as well. I really don't have a problem with construction vehicle or vehicles that are doing work taking up the bike lane because they're temporary. But I don't appreciate residents who park on the bike lane just because it's more convenient. I mean, you got a whole driveway to park in, so park there. So like these guys parking here, really not a huge problem to me. Back to the intersection of Oakland and Chevy Chase / Edgemore. Again, usually this is one of those intersections I kind of dread going past just because the amount of cars that don't stop for pedestrians or cyclists. This is probably one of the most beautiful road in the neighborhood around here. Chevy Chase winding around the hill. On the left is Kleinstock Nature Preserve. Again, Kleinstock could probably use a bike rack or two to encourage people to bike here instead of driving, taking up a lot of space and virtually non-existent parking lot. A little bit of work climbing this hill. This is one of the steeper hill on the trip. Just drop down a few gears and go at it. This is how you make your heart healthy. Hills like this. So these potholes, I know car drivers complain about them, but they're even worse for cyclists because you really feel everything that's on the road. But at the same time, you kind of appreciate the pothole. You're like, oh, drivers are slowing down because they see the potholes. So going down the hill now to Bronson Boulevard. This is another intersection I kind of dread crossing, mostly because the fast traffic and the low visibility. You can see if I look left and right, there's a big turn, and you can't really see very far down the road to see if traffic is coming, especially on the right side. So sometimes you just have to kind of wing it and go for it. Then we're back to that same hill we went down earlier. So there you have it.